Hi, this is Colleen McGee welcoming you to another episode of Fort Riley, the podcast. Today, we are talking about employment opportunities for our spouses here on Fort Riley.
My name is Amber Staywin. I'm with Employment Readiness Program here at Army Community Service.
And I understand that you have an event coming up that is really geared for helping our Army spouses.
Absolutely. We haven't had one of these for quite a while. I'm gearing towards this for our Army spouses here in Fort Riley. And it will also be open for other community members who would like to come, but I'm gearing it more so for our Army spouses because I feel that there's so many other resources for our active components, our veterans, and our civilians that we kind of missed the boat for the Army spouses.
Okay, and so tell me what it is and when it is.
Well, it is going to be a mini job fair. It's going to be held right here at Army Community Service in our great room on Friday, February the 16th from 11 to 3. I hope applicants will bring current resumes because they'll have on-the-spot hiring here. I will have 2 offices set up within our ACS for the representatives to do that if they choose to have on-the-spot interviews.
Tell me some of the agencies, organizations that you expect to have.
Well, I'm going to have Army, Air Force, and Exchange Services, AGs. I'll have IAC, Irwin Army Community Hospital, HR people. I will have non-appropriated fund NAF, HR here. And regional educators and industrial representatives who are partnered with Fort Riley Transition Assistance Program here in Fort Riley.
So it sounds like there are plenty of openings.
Yes. I started advertising with my representatives back in October of 2023. I reached out to them that I would like to see at least 4 to 5 positions that they're going to be advertising for that will complement my Army spouses here in Fort Riley. And they all agreed that they would have those types of slots available.
So besides this mini job fair, talk to me about some of the resources that you're able to bring to help people be ready for that hiring moment.
Well, I do individual appointments. I also do resume workshops here twice a month, going over the NAF and the AF system. I actually go through the GS system as well, explain everything from start to finish, how a resume is supposed to look. Most of my individuals that I have think that if they take a business resume and they put it on a federal site, that they're going to get referred. And 99.9% of the time, they do not get referred. And that's very frustrating. I know that. So I try to educate these spouses that today's USA job site is more a outline format resume. So it's easier for the HR people to recognize that you've met the KSAs, knowledge, skills, and abilities, and the competencies within that announcement so that you get referred. And many of the individuals that have been in my class in the past, it's an aha moment. Wow, I wish I would have known this. That explains why I'm not getting referred. I also utilize my other military sources here. Many of the applicants here are not U.S. citizens, so they can still work. They just can't work into the federal system until they get their immigration and naturalization approved for citizenship. There's so many jobs here on this installation that if you want a job and you want to be able to follow your soldier around from duty station to duty station and stay employed within either the NAF, non-appropriated site, or with the AF on the GS site, you can do that. When you're going through the GS system through the US a job site, it is very overwhelming. When you're applying for it, you feel like you're you know what you're doing. You're uploading your documents. You're clicking on everything. You're saving on everything. You get to the point where the application manager questionnaire comes in. And that's where most of the clients get overwhelmed. The questionnaire is very important. I've also reviewed many resumes that they think that if it has all the bells and whistles and it looks beautiful and it has all the colors and everything, that's the one that they're going to select. Not. And the second part to that is there's no analytical computer data machine that's down at HR or at CPAC that runs your resume through a process to pull those special words. That does not exist here on Fort Riley. They have 2 HR people that do review these. And if you don't hit those certain areas with the announcement or the specialized experience that they're advertising and it's not in your resume, and you don't gear the questions to your resume, you won't be referred. I've been pretty successful. I got 6 Army spouses positions here on Fort Riley last month. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Feel like I try to help everybody as much as I can, but I'm just trying to do my best here.
Seems like it's a pretty satisfying job.
It is. And one of the other aspects that I do is that I empower people. A lot of self-doubt goes on when you're answering those application manager questions, especially if they have medical experience or HR experience. They've been doing a certain job, maybe in another agency or another installation, and they don't feel like they're a subject matter expert. But what I have learned, if you've been doing something for 52 weeks, which is 1 year, you are considered a subject matter expert. And that's my biggest hurdle, is to convince that Army spouse, that veteran, or that civilian, that yes, you are a subject matter expert, and you should click E on that questionnaire. And then I get other individuals who give that advice outside in our virtual world, like, oh, just go through them and answer E through all the questions. Well, that could have a negative effect as well. You could pass go, be considered maybe the top 5 candidate. But when you go in that interview and they ask you certain specific questions that geared towards that job announcement or that position, and you have no idea what you're talking about because you just clicked away, you're not only just wasting your time, but you're wasting HR's time and the hiring managers as well.
If they can't come to the hiring fair, how else do they reach you?
I'm here at Army Community Service, Building 7264 on Normandy Drive, up on the hill, across the street from 1st Brigade. Our number here is 785-239-9435.
Thank you for listening to Fort Riley, the podcast.